2 or 3 lambs here today. Come here, gentlemen and young lady. You can get away from the piano for a moment. It's good to see you folks. Do y'all have school tomorrow? No school tomorrow. Well, I have to go to work. That doesn't hardly seem fair. Today is Veterans Day. And what that means is a veteran is someone who has served in our military. There are 5 branches of our military service, people who are soldiers of various kinds, military men and women. And if they have served and they're not presently active, we describe them as veterans. And we often use that word sometimes, not only of military service, but if someone once was a director of something, or if he was the leader of something, or she was in charge of something, but they have retired, and maybe that's no longer what they do, but it's something that they have done in their past, we still describe them as veterans. We even describe athletes as veterans, people who have played before. And sometimes with athletes, they're veterans, and they're still playing. I hope that there are wonderful things that you commit and dedicate your life to, that you are part of, that you will spend a significant time of your life, and one day you'll say, okay, I have finished that part of my life, I'm going on to something else, but that is finished. And be able to look back with that with great pride. We honor our veterans because we believe that our country, the United States of America, that the freedoms we have and the liberties that we have been secured by them. We're free. I don't know if you understand. I don't think you can truly understand that until you study a little more history in school and until you've traveled a lot around the world. I've actually stood in a lot of countries where people are not truly free, are not completely free. Now, you still need to do what your parents tell you to do. You only have limited freedom, not complete. That's called anarchy or chaos. You need to do what your coach says or what your trainer says or what your doctor says, your parents, your grandparents, people who are in authority, the policeman or someone tells you, gives you some orders, that is something to pay attention to. And that's really the nature of freedom. Freedom doesn't mean you can do anything that you want to. It means that you have the liberty to do what's right. Now, nobody has made people free more than the Lord Jesus. Jesus Christ, the Son of God. He came, and he's the one that I believe more than any other person in human history demonstrated how much freedom costs. Now, he's not the only person who gave his life so that people could be free, but he did demonstrate that sometimes that has to happen. Sometimes we have to fight to be free. Sometimes we have to overcome great enemies to be free. Now, here's a magic trick that I think of freedom. It has a wooden block that I've made and what you might call an unusual magic wand. And this block has holes in the side. It's hollow on the inside. But I can put this block on this stick right here and say, well, I've caught it. This block doesn't have any freedom anymore. There's only one thing that it can do. It can spin around. It can't go over there or over here. It can't jump up and down, and it can't really do any magic. I've got it. It's called. There are many different kinds of things that might cause you to lose your freedom. If you disobey the law, or if you decide that you want to be harmful to other people, there are many things that might happen when someone would say, we're going to make sure we're going to take your freedoms away from you because you've hurt people, you've harmed people, you're dangerous. There are those kinds of people in the world, and in our nation too. The Lord Jesus came to help us out from the things that lock us up and chain us up and hinder us, that prevent us from being truly free. And he died to make us free, not free to do whatever we want, but free to do what is right and good. Now, I've got a kind of a chimney here. I'm going to put a block right there. Put my wand right there. I've got a chimney that's made out of wood, and it has a big window in the front, and it has a hole in this side and a hole in that side. Well, I'm going to take this block and I'm going to further limit its liberty, its freedom. You see, those 2 holes are for the holes on the side. I'm going to drop that right down inside there. And you might say, this block's troubles are getting worse and worse. And that can happen sometimes. If we're not careful, there is a tendency in the world today for people to want to lose their freedom or give up their freedoms. And there is a tendency by many to take the freedoms of others away. It can happen. We have to be vigilant all the time. There's always something out there. There's always someone who's trying to bring darkness into the light, or someone who's trying to bring chains and captivity and all kinds of darkness into our freedoms and our liberties. That's why we have to always stay on guard. I bet if you called upon any of these men who are here today who ever served, they would jump right back into their service if they were needed and if they were required, because they know that it takes great vigilance. I hope that they all rest in comfort knowing that there are strong men and women who are in our country and all around the world today who are standing up for our freedom. Now, I'm going to put that right through there and through the block and through the other side. And you see, it could just get worse and worse and worse, and it seems like so very gradual. I believe there are people who are interested in having more and more and more control over you. Now, there are always people who want to lead you and influence you, and who want to show you the right way, and this is the correct path, who want to add to your life. But there are evil, wicked people in the world who really, just like the bad guys in all the villain stories you've ever heard about, just like Captain Hook. I remember watching Addison and Jonathan reading, she was actually telling him the story of Peter Pan. She couldn't even read yet. She was about 2 years old. She had flipped through. She said, there's Tinkerbell. There's Peter Pan. And Jonathan was there, and that's her uncle. He was just reading it. And then she says, oh, there's Captain Hook. She said, he's mean. I don't know who had told her that Captain Hook was mean, but Jonathan said, yes, he is mean. She knew even then that there are people who are mean, but there are just lots of people in the world who are good. Well, it doesn't look too good for our little block. Jesus came to set us free. The Bible says if the Lord Jesus sets you free, you're free indeed. He helps us get loose. I know that he helped me get loose. I know that he set me free. I know that he set me free. I want to use that freedom very responsibly. I want to be a good Christian. I'm free, but I've given my allegiance to the Lord Jesus. He's my Lord. He's my master. And I don't mind doing anything and everything that he tells me to do. I'm free. I hope that you are too, and you realize how free you are and what it means to be free, especially on a day like today. Okay? Thank you very much. You can go back to sit with your folks or go back to the piano.